Hey guys, it's Wil Fleming from the IYCA coming to you today, and I wanted to give you guys a couple tips on a couple of my favorite drills for improving technique in the Olympic lift. And we do primarily all of our lifts from the hang position, so our major concern in terms of our Olympic lifts are going to be in the second pull, that impulse where the bar needs to accelerate rapidly from the mid-thigh point upwards, and then also in our third pull, which is our rack position. And in Olympic lifting, we talk about the third pull as an actual physical pull under the bar. So in the first pull off the floor on a competition lift, you're just trying to get the bar moving and keep it in good position. The second pull is when we rapidly accelerate the bar. And then our third pull is a pull yourself under the bar. And so a lot of athletes have difficulty with the catch, so we need to work on that third pull as well. So my two drills that we want to talk about today, one is going to address our second pull, and primarily that's going to be about power production. With a clean pull or a snatch pull, we can do it from any hang position at a start position. So we could start the bar just above the knees, we could start in a mid-thigh position, or we could even start below the knees just a little bit. So any one of those positions is going to be effective. We use them primarily at the above knee position because that's where our athletes are doing most of their lifts. So the clean pull or snatch pull lift is going to be executed with a short, explosive pull, and we want to see full hip extension through the bar. So our cue for athletes is going to be drive your hips into the bar. Notice in each of those reps, what I was trying to do is get the hips through the bar, finish through the toes, and get that full triple extension, even into almost a quadruple extension position. So we finish through the toes, punch the traps to the shoulders, keep the shoulders squeezed back. That's going to be how we're going to do a clean pull, and that's going to affect our athletes and their ability to do the second pull of the lift. We do the same thing with the snatch pull. Quick guideline for that is we want to use about 110% of the athlete's best weight for the same number of reps. So for instance, if an athlete can do 80 kilos for 3 reps and hang clean, we're doing a hang clean pull for 3 reps, we're going to use 88 kilos or thereabouts, maybe up to 90 kilos. But about that 110% is going to install really good quality movement without sacrificing technique for weight. What you don't want to see is you don't want to see a real deceleration of the bar with just a slow punch right here. That's not going to get the job done. That's not going to improve the second pull at all. So we still want high quality movement with a little greater weight so that they're producing more power. Second drill we're going to talk about today is going to be something for the third pull. So physically pulling yourself under the bar. That third pull, the drill we want to talk about is a clean or a snatch from the hip. This is a more technically advanced move, something that we say for some of our athletes later on, but it's also something as a technique drill you could do with a light PVC or a lighter bar, a 5K, 10K bar or something like that, as opposed to a 20K bar with some weight. So this is going to be a clean from hip. It's going to be a really high start position. We want to see full extension, and then the primary mover is going to be arms, drive elbows through, or punch overhead. Okay, so a clean from the hip is going to look something like this. Really high start position, just a hip hinge to get there. Right here, full extension, arms are going to move fast to pull yourself under the bar. Just a hip hinge to start. You see that was even challenging weight there, so it's a highly technical drill. Something you'll see the elbows, you're going to want to see the elbows go up for the athlete, drive the elbows through. On the clean, on the snatch, same thing, high elbows, elbows above the bar the whole time, aggressive punch overhead. Both those drills are really good pieces to add to your athlete training program. The clean and snatch pull is something you can add on early to a program to improve power production, improve that second pull If you run into some problems later on in their technique, particularly in how they catch the bar, clean from hip, snatch from hip are going to be great tools for you guys to use to improve your athletes' programs.